Hi everyone, I'm Suzanne Lively. Thank you for joining me. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 resources to help you make your homeschool a success. The 3 resources are 1. Facebook groups, 2. YouTube channels, and 3. Homeschool parenting books. You might want to take a moment and bookmark this video because I'm about to give you a whole bunch of resources. Before I dive in, I want to mention this is part of a collaboration. This is the Show and Tell series collaboration hosted by Abby at Rooted and Rest and Jessica at the Waldock Way. When you're finished this video, please be sure to go check out all the other homeschoolers in this collaboration. I'll leave the playlist down below. When I first saw the topic for the Show and Tell series, I wasn't sure I was going to participate because my mind kept drawing a blank as to what to make this video about. And then I asked myself some key questions. One of them is, what has had the most impact on your homeschool? And 2, what do you wish you had have known when you first started homeschooling? And that is why I chose the 3 resources that I'm going to give to you. They have certainly had the most impact on my life. And I definitely wish I had known about them the first couple of years of homeschooling. Now I'm happy to know about them now and happy to share them with you. With that in mind, I'm going to mention we're a homeschool family of 3 and we're secular homeschoolers, and I would describe us as eclectic homeschoolers. And if you're anything like me, when I first started out, I had not even heard of that term, and nor did I think to look for curriculum under those sort of terms. I have learned all those things from the Facebook groups I'm going to share with you, as well as the amazing homeschool YouTubers that I'm also going to share with you. Now, I do want to note, the reason I mentioned those things about my family is they've influenced the people that I tend to watch, so it's going to influence this list. So if I've missed somebody because I don't follow them or just out of error, which I'm so nervous about, please leave anybody else you think that others might want to hear about in the comments below. I'd love for this video to be a resource for the community that we're all growing on YouTube. I have notes below, so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at them. I don't want to forget anything. We're going to start off with Facebook groups, and I'm going to give you a list of 5 groups. I'm going to start off with my absolute favorite. It is the Secular Eclectic Academic Homeschoolers Group, and the acronym for that is SEA. And the reason that I love it is that there's so many topics covered in that group, and I have the list of resources. You can go in, you can do searches. It's just amazing. What I'm going to do for this particular group is I'm going to leave a link to their website, and it's their Homeschoolers 101 page, and it will give you the link to Facebook, but it also shows you how you can sign up for their magazine. By the way, everything is free, which is amazing. You don't have to buy any of their curriculum to become a part of their Facebook group, but this 101 page will give you their magazine you can sign up for. They just had a winter one release that you can download for free, and they have they also tell you more information. They have 5 online conferences a year. There's one coming up March 21st to the 23rd. They also list some of their curriculum, and I can't say much about that. I've only bought one thing. I bought their Harry Potter curriculum, but I haven't used it yet. That's for next year. But definitely check out that link. And on their Facebook group, when you get in there, you can search any topic with the magnifying glass. And also make sure you look under their links section, because it gives a list of things they've put out. For example, if you look under the Files tab, you'll find their non-secular materials list, which I found actually very enlightening. The second Facebook group I'm going to tell you about is a little bit of a cheat on my part. I'm putting it under the heading of nature, but I will leave you 2 Facebook groups under that heading. One is Exploring Nature with Children, Curriculum Ideas, and the second one is Raising Little Shoots. I've been inspired by so many amazing homeschoolers to create nature-based projects with my daughter, and honestly, I just love looking at them. And my daughter did find she now has a pen pal from New Zealand that we connected in that group as well, which is amazing. The third Facebook group I'm going to mention is Fun Schooling with Thinking Tree Books Mom Support Group. And again, I'll link all this down below. This is a great resource as well. All the Facebook groups I'm mentioning to you have been how I found many resources and books that we now have in our home or have gotten from the library. It's really great if you have a topic and you want to do a search on a certain topic in these groups, and fun schooling books. Now, I love fun schooling books, and if you follow me, you know this, but I'll leave links below to some see insides if you want to have a look at some of these amazing resources. But check out her Facebook group. It is fantastic. Just in the last couple days, this is one of the freebies that she gave out. I'm not saying to go there just for the free material, because there's way more going on than that in that group. But this is one. This is 12 Months of Poetry, Thinking Tree Coloring Book. Oh, this is so lovely. I just printed it off today. So to give you an example, here's June, and here's a poem. And then it gives you something for your child to color, which I love, and I love, yeah. Definitely check out that group. The fourth group I'm going to mention is the Brave Writer Fan Club group. And this is for those of you who love Julie Bogart, or any of you that use the Brave Writer curriculum. You might want to check out this group. Now, this was an active group before, run by Julie Bogart and her company. They've since archived that group, and some of the fans, some of the people that use her curriculum started or took over that group. And it's still a great place to engage with other people using that curriculum. The fifth Facebook group I'm going to mention is another little cheat, so I'll call it the fifth category Facebook groups, are two YouTubers that I follow. They have Facebook groups I belong to. The first one is the host for this series, actually, is Jessica, the Waldock Way. Now, for her group, you do need to have purchased some of her curriculum, which, have a look at her website. There's definitely something you'll want from there for sure. But I like the Waldock Way group because I find it's a smaller group, so it feels more intimate, and I appreciate that as well. And the other one is the Art of Home Education, and this is Angela Braniff's homeschool group from This Gathered Nest. Now, this group is not chock full of resources like the other groups are. This is more if you want to have a more intimate contact with other homeschoolers and build your community that way. This might be a group that you're interested in joining. All right, those are the Facebook groups I'm going to share with you. Like I said, this is influenced by what has worked the best for our homeschool and what I personally am looking for when I engage in these homeschool groups. Now, I want to say, I know there are other ones on there that we just don't use the curriculum, but for example, Gather Round has a Facebook group. The Good and Beautiful has a Facebook group. So any curriculum that you're using, you might want, or a community that you're involved with, definitely check out on Facebook to see if they have a group that you could get involved with. It's a wonderful way to support the resources that you're using. I do want to say that if you're on Facebook, look for homeschool groups in your local area for a couple of reasons. One, you get to see what other homeschoolers are around that might be doing activities, and you get to know what's in the community you live in, which is really important. And two, it's a great way to find resources that other homeschoolers are selling that you might want to add into your homeschool. Make sure to check out and see what's available locally. Now I'm going to move into homeschool YouTubers that I follow and that I feel have impacted my mental state as a homeschool mom, as well as the resources that we use and how we schedule our day, all those great things. YouTubers have definitely had an impact. This list is what caused me the most angst in terms of there's just so many amazing homeschool YouTubers out there that I could share and share and share, and this video would be way too long. So I decided to share the YouTube channels that I watch the most, and we'll go from there. Please note that this list is very much influenced by who we are as a homeschooling family. We do a huge number of unit studies, and the other thing that influences the channels that I watch is the age of the kids in their homeschool. For example, my daughter is 8 years old. She's in 3rd grade. This is our 4th year of homeschooling. So I tend not to watch homeschoolers that have very young children or homeschoolers that have like much older children. And we also do not do a huge amount of open and go curriculum. So if there's a channel that is the primary way they homeschool, then while I can appreciate that choice, it isn't our choice. So I don't glean as much useful information from that. So just keep that in mind when you hear the list that I'm about to share with you. So my advice, if you're looking for YouTubers, is to binge watch a whole bunch, which is what I did, until you find to people that are doing the type of homeschooling that you want. And if you're a big family, you might want to follow homeschoolers that have big families because they tend to put their subjects together, like their family subjects. That's a big focus, which of course it makes sense. However, we have an only child, so that isn't always pertinent to us. I just want to mention that you find the channels that work the best for you. If you follow the playlists that I'm leaving down below, you will find for sure 20 to 30 homeschoolers. And then everyone's always mentioning other homeschoolers that they enjoy or resources they found because of other people. You know, look for the people that you relate to the most that can help you with your homeschooling. For example, if you do a lot of unit studies and if you are a book fanatic like I am, then you might want to subscribe to this channel because I share a huge number of resources. I love sharing about books. We read a huge amount of middle grade as well and do a lot of unit studies. So if that's your jam, make sure you subscribe to me and I'll tell you about some others that I know on YouTube that are sharing a huge amount of resources as well. I want to say that Abby's channel and Jessica's really have been the primary YouTubers that I followed in the past couple years. I would say Abby was the first channel that I watched consistently, where I really started to get a flavor of what was available out there, what my day should run like in terms of homeschooling. And I find Abby's channel very peaceful. I love Jessica's channel because her resources are, I mean, she has so many resources that I love her videos for that reason. I've purchased many things from watching Jessica's channel. So for sure, those two channels, check them out. Also, I'm not going to list many of the YouTubers that I know will take part in this playlist because you'll see them in the playlist. So I'll for sure check out that list as well. Now I'll dive into the first person on my list, and the first channel is Homeschool of Bel Air. This is a secular homeschool channel. She just posted a video on what her first grader has been working on. Now, I love her channel. Unfortunately, she's not posting as much as she used to. However, you can go back through all the videos that she has there and find some amazing resources, which is what I've done. And I do follow her on Instagram as well, so I'm getting a more up-to-date look at what she's doing, and I'm very grateful for that. The second secular homeschool channel I'm going to mention is Project Happy Home, and I will leave her link down below as well. The third channel I'm going to mention that I actually just started following over the last couple months is Emily Cook's channel, ARRRGH, and I'll leave a link for that down below. She's the creator behind Build Your Own Library. Sometimes it gets confusing because her channel is a mix of booktube as well as homeschool. Hopefully she'll change that someday soon. I see why she doesn't want to, but as a viewer, it can get a bit overwhelming to kind of go through those videos. Well worth it if you just want to search for Build Your Own Library. Her knowledge in terms of literature and books is, oh my goodness, is amazing. And she sells curriculum, obviously, Build Your Own Library. We've purchased a couple things from her as well and hope to do so more. Definitely check out her channel. I just discovered a new group of secular homeschoolers that I'm now a part of, and I'm so grateful to have found. And it started off with a collaboration they did on getting to know other secular homeschoolers. If that is of interest to you, the secular homeschoolers in particular, please see links in the description below. Now I'm going to mention some homeschoolers that I absolutely love, and they're faith-based. Okay, the first person I want to mention that I love following is Science Momma. Definitely check out her channel. She does a lot of reviews and gets very specific in how she's running her scheduling and sharing all the resources with us. So if that is of interest, check her out. The second person, who again, I don't find posts as much as she used to, but I have gone through a lot of her older videos and I'm still doing that. And she has started to post again, which I love. And that is Momma Schmooze. And I'll leave her channel below. And also another faith-based lady that I love watching her videos is Everyday Homeschoolers. And I've recently discovered the Eclectic Homeschooler channel, which I've just started to kind of binge some of those videos. Check her out for sure. She's faith-based, but she is eclectic like we are. And she's also part of Ainsley's Wild and Free community. So if you have an interest in that, you might want to check out her channel as well. Now, I do want to say again that my list is also influenced by the age of everyone's children. So for us, my daughter, if I haven't said this, did I? I'm not sure. My daughter is 8 years old and she's in grade 3 this year. So this is our 4th year of homeschooling. We've homeschooled her since the beginning. But I'm saying that because I know there's some amazing homeschoolers that have much older children. So I'm not really following their curriculum videos and that sort of thing. I probably will look at all those in a couple years, but now I tend to focus on the ones that, offer something for my age. So of course, keep that in mind with my list as well. Now I'm going to mention 3 channels that I really appreciate, and a couple of them are new homeschool YouTube channels. So I definitely want to give a shout out to them. The first one I'm going to mention is HRM Reed. Now, I'm not sure that, I don't think that she's new per se, but her videos are a bit different in that she shares all her resources and she does a huge amount of look insides, and we don't see that much from her homeschool. She's not on camera a lot. So they're a bit different, but oh my goodness, the resources are amazing. So if you haven't noticed, because we're an eclectic homeschooler and I absolutely love books, 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 and I tend to be drawn to channels as well that share those things. If you're somebody that loves a lot of books like we do, doing a lot of unit studies, and you're an eclectic homeschooler and you love resources, for sure, make sure you're following me, because that's a primary focus on this channel. Is, if you look through all my videos, is books, books, books. It's what I always want to talk about. And I tend to follow people like that as well. So HRM Read is fantastic. Another channel that is new, but I love seeing the resources that they're using and the books that they're reading. Her son gets involved with the videos and he likes a lot of middle grade, which I appreciate because we also read a lot of middle grade in our homeschool. And this one is How We School. And please check her out. I love her channel, and give her some love and support. That would be fantastic. Another one that is a newer channel is Homegrown Education, and she's a natural conscious living channel. And again, I really appreciate the pace and what she shares and the resources that she shares. And she certainly shares a lot about how they're doing their homeschool every day. She's from England, and her kids, she has 2 kids, and they're 5 and 6. So her kids are a bit younger than mine, so I don't watch all of her videos, but I love the ones that I have seen. And again, I love the resources that she uses, and I love her homeschool philosophy. So definitely check her out as well. Okay, those are all the channels I'm going to mention. Again, if you think somebody was missed that you absolutely love and you think I need to follow or others need to follow, please leave it in the comments below. That would be great. All right, the third resource that I'm going to suggest, this seems almost like a no-brainer. Hey, if you want to know how to homeschool, get a bunch of homeschool books. However, if you're anything like me, you don't necessarily know which homeschool book is best. And I bought a Homeschool 101 book or something, and honestly, I hardly read any of it. It wasn't very helpful in the end. I think if I actually read through it, it probably would have been. However, I find it much more helpful to read resources and books written by other homeschoolers. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. I'm not going to get in depth on these books. I'm just going to show you them so that you know they're available and you can have a look for what works best for you. In 2022, I am reading one homeschool book a month, and I'll put the video that I did about that above. And I'm probably going to do vlogs throughout of some of these books. So if that interests you, make sure you're subscribed. Now I'm going to jump in and share with you a huge stack of resource books. And there's certainly more out there, but these are the ones I've read myself or have on my shelf. And this is the 3 R's. And this is for grades kindergarten to 3. And it focuses on reading, writing, and arithmetic, the basic skills for your kids. Then we have one of my favorites, actually, Literary Education, Adapting Charlotte Mason for Modern Secular Homeschooling. And this is by Emily Cook. Then we have Free to Learn, Why Unleashing the Instinct to Play Will Make Our Children Happier, More Self-Reliant, and Better Students for Life. And this is by Peter Gray. Then we have Weapons of Mass Instruction, A School Teacher's Journey Through the Dark World of Compulsory Schooling. And this is by John Taylor Gatto. And I have another book of his around here somewhere. Certainly, this was a book that I read when I was considering homeschooling, and it helped tip the scale. Absolutely a must read, I think, if you want to homeschool. Another one of my favorites, this is The Read Aloud Family, Making Meaningful and Lasting Connections with Your Kids. And this is by Sarah Mackenzie. And Sarah Mackenzie started her reading journey after she read this book. And this is Jim Trellis's Read Aloud Handbook. A really great read is Adventuring Together by Greta Eskridge. This is how to create connections and make lasting memories with your kids. I love books like this. It certainly makes you pause and to think about, to be more conscious of the choices that you're making and how you spend your time. I recommend this one too. This is a new one that I have yet to read. That's on my list if you watch that video. This is Know and Tell, The Art of Narration, and this is by Karen Glass. And this is about doing narration with your kids. Then we have The Brave Learner, Finding Everyday Magic in Homeschool Learning and Life. And this is by Julie Bogart. And she just had a new book released as well this month. Another one I have is A Waking Wonder, Opening Your Child's Heart to the Beauty of Learning. And this is by Sally Clarkson. Then we have Call of the Wild and Free, Reclaiming Wonder in Your Child's Education. And this is by Ainsley Arment. I'm going to show you a couple of resource books you might want to check into. This is Home Learning Year by Year, How to Design a Creative and Comprehensive Homeschool Curriculum. And this is by Rebecca Rupp. And this gives you breakdowns of what your kid needs to learn per year and huge amount of resources. These are put out by Core Knowledge. So if you're interested in what they're teaching for core curriculum, this might be of interest to you. Now, I just wanted it for a reference and I find it helpful. I'm not really following them. And yeah, I haven't even read anything from this book yet. What your second grader needs to know. What your second grader needs to know, Fundamentals of a Good Second Grade Education. And then I also picked up What Your Third Grader Needs to Know. Same thing, Fundamentals of a Good Third Grade Education. They have an amazing website with free resources as well, the Core Knowledge. So you might want to check that out. And these could be used as a supplement in your homeschool for sure, because not only does it tell you what your kids need to know each year, and I mean, I think some of it's debatable. However, you can use this as a resource, which that in itself is quite fantastic. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that they exist. You have a look at them. These I picked up because of Jessica at the Waldock Way. She had recommended those, and that's how I knew they existed. So again, proof. A lot of these recommendations came from other homeschoolers. Huge. I'm so grateful. And I really wish that when I started out, I just wasn't a YouTube. I just didn't watch YouTube. So it wasn't a part, which sounds ridiculous in this day and age. I mean, people have been watching YouTube for what? How many years? Anyway, I'm a late bloomer in that respect. It wasn't a part of my life. And now I can't even imagine living without it. I hope that was helpful to you. Again, if you think I missed somebody or a resource that's really important others might benefit from, please leave it in the comments below. And be sure to hit like if you like this video and subscribe to see more videos like this. Okay, thank you for watching. I will see you soon with another video.